Hello Virgo, welcome to Cancer season. 11th house activity for you, so that's kind of a nice place. Focus on friends, focus on belonging, coming together, love, and maybe even family and babies. Yeah. Let's see what comes through for my Virgos. Okay, a couple of cards. This is to be expected. It's been popping out a little bit. It's all the eclipses and stuff. Things are changing. We're feeling the adjustments as we do every eclipse season. We're feeling like things that maybe aren't really right for us. We feel them going by the wayside. We find belief systems no longer serving us anymore. And it just is what it is. I don't necessarily see that this is like a huge boom kind of a situation. It's more just a subtle evolution of something. And you may find yourself shedding some beliefs, things that you had held so hard and fast to for so long, all of a sudden somehow not that important or not that relevant to your path anymore. So this is to be welcomed, to be expected. And it's taking us where we need to go. The next card that came out was the Eight of Coins. So the Eight of Coins it's such a Virgo thing. It's all about the hard work, putting your head down, doing what you got to do day by day, have a schedule, have a checklist, have a to-do list, do everything, but also be lenient with yourself because you don't know what's going to change. This is someone who is very connected with the process itself rather than the final outcome. And if you're dealing with someone who isn't liking the evolution, they could cause some disturbance, they could cause some drama. Fine, that's on them. The more slow and steady you can be, the better this month is going to go. I think Virgo's going to feel like they really want to get somewhere. They really want to get there. They really want to do that thing. They really want to launch that new business. They really want that partnership. They really want it. And they're going to do what it takes to have it. And they're not afraid. They're not going to shy away from what it takes to get that. Eight of Coins. We love the Eight of Coins. It's kind of like a safe space. It's that space where we find our flow. That space where we just feel like we're kind of out of time. So it's good. It's kind of a nice combination of productivity and hermit mode for a Virgo. Because rest assured, you don't know everything. You don't know everything, and the other people you're dealing with don't know everything. Things aren't necessarily being said. There's this deep inner processing that's going on, and you may find yourself going into Eight of Coins mode because you're just needing to process before you speak. Excellent strategy. You may find other people doing the same thing. They're going into a hermit mode before speaking. Be grateful for that, because if anyone speaks before they know for sure, it can steer things in kind of a rocky road. I don't necessarily see this Ace of Swords as anyone's lying. I don't necessarily see it as being any kind of level of deceit. Rather, people are just trying to figure it out. They're trying to come to conclusions. And because this Tower can be it can be jarring, but again, like I said, it's not some sudden thing. But like, what happens if all of a sudden you had this specific value and now all of a sudden that value isn't quite what you thought it was, or quite as important as you thought it was, or you're changing your mind on something? I wonder if Virgo is changing their mind on stuff. Virgo's changing their mind, and so what does that mean? I talked about children and family, right? Because it's North Node in Cancer, eclipses in Cancer. Okay, let's go with the family and babies kind of thing. So if for whatever reason you never wanted kids, now all of a sudden you're maybe like, well, yeah, maybe I do want kids. Right? Maybe I do want kids. And other people are like, holy cow, what are you talking about? And it takes a minute for people to process that. So that's kind of the idea. Try to give you a visual Because I think it's something big. It's not like you change your mind about what rug you want in the living room, like it's something big. Let people process. It's much better to hold your tongue and let the shift just permeate and kind of resonate throughout the people that are involved. Keep your head down and just do what you are doing. You may find yourself with a different set of values when you come out of this. And this is setting the tone for January as well. So pay attention to what's going on. Communication might be tough. It is a Mercury retrograde after all. But honestly, it's better if the communication doesn't come in than if it comes in as non-complete, incomplete, whatever the negated version of complete is. It's better for it to not come. It's better for it to not be received. So don't stress out if you're not hearing from that person. Don't stress out if they're not calling or texting, if they appear to be ghosting. They're thinking about it. They're here. They're showing up still. They're just reversed. So even if they were to come to the table right now and, have that kind of serious conversation, that's been a little bit of a theme, is it's probably not a really good idea to have big conversations about the big things right now, simply because it's too much in motion with the Tower reversed. You can't have the big conversation about what the future is going to be if the Tower is still kind of coming down. Because you don't quite know what's under there. You don't quite know what kind of a foundation is going to be left. So you have to wait and see. So if you're not hearing from the person, that is okay. This is kind of your saving grace. And it is a card of Virgo, right? Numbers 8, 9, and 10 of coins are associated with Virgo. So this is your vibe. This is your safe space. Keep doing the 8 of coins. You will hear from your Page of Cups, whoever it is. You will hear from them eventually. You will. Pisces, Neptune retrograde, 7th house activity. If this is speaking to you in terms of relationships and marriage and all of that, and all of a sudden maybe you wanted marriage and now you don't, or vice versa, it needs to be, it's big stuff. I feel like it's big stuff. It's going to be okay. You will come together. You have to have faith in the 2 of Cups here. It's going to be delayed, though. Honestly, to people just trying to figure out their feelings. But weirdly, I feel like it's all going to work out. Why do I feel like the other person that you're dealing with is afraid? Maybe on some level, they're afraid to care about you. They're afraid to love you. They're afraid to do business with you. They're afraid because maybe it's actually going to mean something, Does that make sense to you guys? As a Virgo, I always have to kind of take myself out of it. This doesn't make sense to me personally, but maybe for you guys, it makes a little bit of sense. They're afraid to approach. They're afraid of what it might mean. Like with the marriage thing or the babies thing, if all of a sudden now you want marriage or now you want babies, and they're like, wow, that means if we do the 2 of Cups thing and we come together and we have a conversation and we actually make something happen, that means that babies and marriage are on the table. And that means that my future will be this. And I just never thought that's what it was going to be. I think this Ace of Swords reversed is really just a lot of confusion. Just trying to figure it out. So it's not that they're gone for good. They're going to come back. You're going to have that moment of time to have the conversation, hash it out, work out the details. But ultimately, this is an emotional coming together. So after a Tower, emotions are very displaced. They're very fragmented. But eventually, you come into union. So I have a feeling that's what Virgo wants with Neptune in the 7th. I have a feeling that's what Virgo wants. Virgo wants that ultimate connection. They want things to work out. They want the best of the best. What happens when the best of the best is all of a sudden a possibility? I don't know. Seems pretty good to me. Two of Cups we like because it's good communication first and foremost. At its most base level, it's good communication. It's where you talk and they listen, and they talk and you listen. And it's, it has some productivity to it. Again, 8 of Coins. In its highest level sense, it's like building a life together or building a business together. It's like, yes, ultimately we share the same vision. So there's healing involved in an eclipse season, always. And there could be some kind of illumination of why certain things have held you back to begin with. Like, why wasn't babies on the docket before? Why wasn't marriage on the docket before? Why wasn't this business option on the table before? 5 of Cups. Well, something was holding you back. There was still some kind of fear. There was still some kind of like feeling of a sense of a loss. And somehow there was some kind of association. This is just what's coming to my mind. There was some kind of association between what you're talking about now and pain. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. Between like moving forward with something amazing, but in the past it had caused you pain. And I think you were afraid to turn around and look at the 2 of Cups. You were afraid to see that. But now the Tower is making it so it's like the Tower is sweeping away the 3 of Cups, so you have nothing else left to look at anymore. So you have no option but to turn around and to see the 2 of Cups. This is going to make you see things in a whole new way. And I don't think you're at that point yet because we're not close enough to the eclipses to really see how this shift in perception is really going to take shape. It's a little bit too up in the air, and that's kind of a theme for the month too. It's all up in the air. Come Leo season, come Virgo season during your solar return, you got to kind of get through Leo season, right? 12th house activity, because it's still going to be kind of weird. But once you have that first house activity, you're going to feel more like things have officially, okay, now I've got a good hold on it. Now I know what I want. So if you're in a position where you still don't quite know what you want, and even if this 2 of Cups thing happens and you have that good conversation, even if or when that happens, it doesn't necessarily mean it's all going to happen right away. It's still a very step-by-step progression. And I think you're okay with that. I think you're like, yes, please let that be what it is. So are you dealing with a water sign? Because we're getting the Page of Cups, which this is them. And then this is the King of Cups, right? So you might be dealing with a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer season. Or it doesn't have to be, but it's someone who's deeply emotional and clearly really cares about you. Clearly, a King of Cups, I often say, is like the keeper of your heart. Okay, so I mean, they keep it safe. Your heart is safe with them. They're not going to do anything malicious. But here they are, a king, and yet a king being somehow afraid to approach. Why are they afraid to approach? Why are they afraid to talk to you? I think you both know that the 2 of Cups is an inevitability. Like, you know that that's just what it is. You know that you're meant to be together, or you know that this is going to work out okay, or you know that ultimately you're going to find your way back together, or something like that. So I don't see you getting worked up about this page reversed. I don't see you getting worked up about the lack of communication now, because I think Virgo is so self-aware, hopefully the most positive manifestation of the Virgo archetype, so incredibly self-aware that they know that right now they have to do the hermit mode thing specifically to wait for the fallout, to wait for like the dust to settle, like I always say. So you go into the hermit mode just with a knowing. Just this knowing the Two of Cups is an inevitability. At least the conversation is an inevitability. It's gonna happen. And with this like extraordinary faith that this connection, or this, you and this person, are going to make it through to a new chapter with the World card. You just know. And this person is afraid to approach, or afraid to speak, or not speak. Maybe they're not afraid. Maybe they're just not speaking because maybe the shift in value, or the shift in the whole thing is just so like, whoa, like it's just so big. But they will process. I think this is someone that takes a long time to process, if I can point to the right one. This is someone that takes a long time to process. It doesn't click on for them super fast. Like they have to really think of how it makes them feel. Can they get on board with this whole new thing, right? Marriage, babies, something else, this business. Here, there may be a few trickle conversations that happen, right? There may be a few like little things that come through, just kind of checking in. But I don't know that you're going to have the real deep conversation right away. Like you may have had something with the Neptune retrograde that happened, especially in relationships. You may have had something that came forward, but that story is not over. The whole thing, it's not done yet. So if it didn't end, recently, if something happened and it didn't quite end and you're still not feeling good about it, it's okay. It's going to keep continuing. So just wait. The knowing, the whole like calm faith, like you and this person, you and this King of Cups person. I don't know why I don't see the King of Cups as you. I really don't. I don't think this is you. I think it's the page. It's the other person. And the connection between the two of you is weirdly telepathic. That's why I'm saying that it's not over. That there's still more to this, because that's what the High Priestess does. She knows. She's the psychic. She is the, the keeper of all. She's the gatekeeper between you and the veil and all of that. So she's sitting here primed, kind of ready to go. Just waiting. I do think, as a recommendation, I wouldn't get too concerned if nothing happens this month or next month. This might take a few months to kind of settle finally. So she's in motion though. She's here. She's showing up. So trust your instincts, because they're not misguiding you at this time. All right, Virgo, let's put the camera down. Let me switch this over so you can see what the cards look like. Okay, I got a couple new decks. Venus in Gemini makes me spendy. So, my 9th house, I bought a whole bunch of new tarot cards. Oh, hold on. I didn't get to grab the whole deck. Okay. Page of Wands, water or fire. Oh, okay. And we got a couple more. The Two of Coins and the Eight of Swords. So when we speak of the Eight of Swords, right, it's got the blindfold on there. We're always, whenever we have the Eight of Swords, we're always kind of at the mercy of external circumstances sometimes, because we can be really in our head about stuff, but until something happens in the external world, it can be hard for us to change our mind about things. The true message here is like surrender, right? To just simply surrender to the unknown, to surrender. That's what the High Priestess is all about, to trust your gut, trust your instinct. We have the Two of Coins. So there's the quality of balance and, choice. What I mean by choice, I think, has something to do with the value that is going to be shifting, or the belief or the path or the goal that's going to be shifting for you, where you find yourself, as we all will, teeter-tottering between the old self and the new self, and not being super keen on letting those fears continue to impact you anymore. Page of Wands is all about optimism, and it is a good omen for the communication. The communication is going to be soft. Okay, it is. It's going to be soft. And it's going to start off soft, it's going to start off slow, and it's going to work its way into the Two of Cups, which is why I'm like, okay, you might have a few little conversations, a few little text messages or something that come through over the course of the eclipse season, through Cancer season, but it's not going to be the whole shebang. So just hold out for that. But be gracious and be grateful and be open to what this Page of Wands has, okay? Just kind of the smaller, more high-level communication. Annoying, yeah, maybe, but it's in everyone's best interest because everyone is still processing. So it's going to be fine. I'm going to pull out a Moonology card. Oh, this came out before too. Full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan, okay? It's an Earth. I don't know why my camera, I have a whole new setup. I just haven't officially set it up yet. It's actually ready to go, but I just haven't made it start working yet. So anyway, we're stuck with this kind of weird lighting. So yeah, your dreams need a practical plan, but it is a full moon nonetheless, which is all about release. And because it's Taurus, it is a stubborn release. And it can be hard to let go with a Taurus energy, which is probably why you got the Tower card and not, the Eight of Wands. You got the Tower, which means something that has been really set in stone for a really long time seems to be breaking down in front of you. But before you can really put together the practical plan, which the Eight of Coins is all about, you need to come together with the Two of Cups and have that real conversation, because you can't make practical plans by yourself, not when there's clearly someone who's being impacted by your changes. You have to communicate them and you have to let them know clearly what it is you want. And before you can do that, you have to know what it is clearly that you want. So releasing the old, always with a full moon. But also very much owning yourself, right? Taurus, it's all about you. It's about what you need, your own self-care. So it's an intricate balance between you and what you need and taking care of someone else as well. But Taurus is Venus, right? Venus ruled, so it is all about love. It's like a new version of love. It's a new kind. It's deep, potent, powerful. And keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. I love cards that kind of talk about guides and the people. Sorry, I don't know why it's so blown out. I know you can't really see that. I'll try to fix it for the comprehensive. But you are very much being looked out for. It's important for you to acknowledge that and to understand that, to never feel like you are alone, because you're not. Even when you're in your hermit mode, you're still not alone. And you can call upon your ancestors, right? You can call upon your ancestors to find the clarity that you need. All right. So let's take a look now. Let's start clarifying. So these are going to be the cards that we cover in the comprehensive reading. The link will be down below in the description box. And we talk for another 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, we continue the story. So if you want to join me, you are more than welcome. So the Tower card comes out with, the Taurus kind of energy, right? The stubborn, brittle, protective, value-based energy. This water sign really doesn't know what to do, huh? How to deal with Virgo. How to talk to them. What to do. What can I give? What can I offer? You're not reaching out either. No one's reaching out. No one's saying anything. What did I say? Fire, water. Okay, what else for the Ace of Swords? Processing. Page of Cups reversed. Two of Coins coming out twice. What is this like perfection that's like it's almost as though you guys aren't believing that you can actually have the things. What is that? You can have the things, and yet you don't believe that you can have the things. 10 of Cups, 10 of Coins. Let's pull one more for that 2 of Cups. Okay, a lot of night energy. Unpredictable, scattered, confusing. There's something about this situation that makes you feel very vulnerable. Maybe even some point, some of you have to like bite your tongue, right? Some of you are like put your tail between your legs. Maybe some of you have to make amends with someone. I know that can be hard sometimes, but it's worth it, right? 10 of Coins, 10 of guys. There's a huge potential for Virgo to be sabotaging things, and there's no need for it. What are you thinking about? Like, why are you afraid to go through that portal? Okay, we officially have all the pages. Coins, Wands, Swords somewhere in here, and Cups. So communication very light, as always, like I keep saying. That person's going to keep sticking with it, though. It doesn't have to be like the person you're trying to get to love you guys. This could be something else. Wow. I said babies. I talked about children. It's Cancer season. So Cancer and Leo season, I like to talk about children. And there can be children on the table, or the idea of having a family. Plus for you, it's, 5th house activity too, with the South Node in Capricorn there. So that's all about children and creation. So oh my gosh, you guys. So much to talk about still. Page of Cups. Oh, excuse me, Queen of Cups. Clarifying the Page of Wands. 2 of Coins. Star. 8 of Swords. Do you not feel ready? That's fine. You don't need to feel ready. Oh, and the High Priestess coming out again at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up. Lots to talk about still, kind of an evolution of this story. So if you want to join me again, the link down below in the description box. And if not, then have an excellent eclipse season. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next month. Take care.